Hello and welcome to Curious Questions. Today's curious question is, what is an atom? Atoms are incredibly tiny, the tiniest building blocks. They are the smallest pieces of what we call matter. Think of them as Lego bricks. The Lego bricks of the universe. Everything is built from them. You, me, this screen, the air, all made of these tiny parts. Isn't that amazing? Science. Now when I say tiny, I mean really, really tiny. You cannot see an atom with just your eyes. Not even with a regular school microscope. They are smaller than a speck of dust. Smaller than a grain of sand. Millions of atoms could fit on the head of a pin. It's hard to imagine something so small, but they are there. Everything you see, touch, and breathe is made of atoms. The chair you are sitting on? Atoms. The water you drink? Atoms. The air you are breathing right now? Full of atoms. Even stars, planets, and galaxies far, far away. Understanding atoms means understanding the universe. Way back in ancient Greece, there was a thinker. His name was Democritus, a very smart fellow. This was over 2,000 years ago, long before fancy labs and computers. He didn't have microscopes or test tubes, he had his brain, and he used it well. He thought about the world around him, he asked big questions. What is stuff made of? Democritus had a brilliant idea about matter. He thought if you took a piece of something, say, cheese, and you kept cutting it in half, and then in half again and again, eventually you would reach a tiny piece, a piece so small it could not be cut anymore. He called this tiny, uncuttable piece atomos. Atomos means uncuttable or indivisible in Greek. Now this was a revolutionary idea for its time. Democritus didn't have experiments to prove it. He couldn't show anyone an atom. It was a philosophical idea, a thought experiment. Many other thinkers back then disagreed with him. They had different ideas about what made up the world. His ancient guess was a giant leap for science. Fast forward many, many years to the early 1900s. Enter Albert Einstein. Yes, that Einstein. He's famous for E=mc2 and relativity, but he also did some amazing work on atoms. At this time, atoms were still debated by some. Scientists had more evidence, but not everyone was convinced. They needed something more, something solid. Einstein helped provide that very thing, science in action. Einstein looked at something called Brownian motion. It was a puzzle. Imagine tiny pollen grains in water, or dust specks floating around. When you look at them under a microscope, they jiggle. They dance around all by themselves. No one is pushing them. The water looks still. So why were these tiny particles moving so erratically? It was a mystery that needed solving. Einstein came up with a brilliant explanation. He said the jiggling was caused by atoms, or more precisely, molecules, which are made of atoms. He proposed that the water itself was made of tiny, invisible particles. These water molecules were constantly moving. So are atoms real? You bet they are, science says so. So after all this history, all this thinking from Democritus to Einstein and beyond, do atoms actually exist? Is this for real? The answer is a great big resounding yes. Atoms are not just a neat idea. They are not just a theory we talk about. They are a fundamental part of our reality. Science has confirmed this in so many ways. How do we know for sure? Well, technology. We now have incredibly powerful microscopes. Things like scanning tunneling microscopes or STMs. These amazing tools can actually create images. Images of individual atoms. Can you believe it? Scientists can see how atoms are arranged on a surface. They can even move single atoms around. Seeing is believing, and we have seen atoms. And it's not just these fancy microscopes, there's so much other evidence too. Think about chemistry. All of chemistry is based on atoms, how they combine to form molecules, how they react with each other. It all fits. We can see the light that specific atoms give off. It's like a fingerprint for each type of atom. This is called spectroscopy. Atoms, the tiny giants shaping our world. Understanding that atoms exist has changed everything. It's one of the most important discoveries in science, ever. It opened up whole new fields of study. It gave us a new way to look at the universe, from the smallest things to the biggest structures. Knowing about atoms gave us incredible power, the power to understand, the power to create. Atomic theory is a cornerstone of modern science. Think about all the technology we have today. So much of it comes from understanding atoms. New materials with amazing properties, atoms. Medicines that fight diseases, designed by understanding atoms. The computer or phone you might be using, its tiny electronic parts work because of atoms. Nuclear energy, which powers cities? All about atoms. Our ability to manipulate atoms has transformed our lives. And it's not just technology here on Earth. Understanding atoms helps us understand the cosmos. How do stars shine? Nuclear reactions involving atoms. What are distant planets made of? We use atoms to figure it out. How did life itself begin? It involved complex arrangements of atoms, from the chemistry of life to the physics of stars. Atomic theory provides the key. It connects everything in the universe. The universe has secrets and we want to learn them all. Today on Curious Questions, we did answer one question: what is an atom? To put it simply, an atom is the smallest unit of chemical element, the basic building block of matter. Thank you for watching Curious Questions. Join us next time as we try to answer some of the universe's greatest questions.